Hi guys, up in my workroom, just pulled this bag out of the cupboard. Got a load of gliders in there. I also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 solar rockers. I've got a use for one of them. Well, that one's fallen apart, so I think we'll use that one. Hi guys, I was going through some of the bags and boxes in my workroom, storeroom, junk room. Found I got a bag full of these solar rockers. This one, the little flowers come loose from the middle, but that's no big deal. Found another bag where I got my old potato battery components. So these are copper strips with a crocodile clip on the end, and that one would have gone to whatever I was using for the negative electrode. So I thought I'll do another modification to one of these solar things, disconnect the solar panel, or at least cover it over, and connect a couple of crocodile clips on so we can try another type of battery. I've got some carrots, and I've got some a Swede, I think it is. So that would just fit in there, and it would rock away. I'll leave it off for now. Need to try and get it apart so we can actually access the back of the solar panel. And I seem to remember that the most recent ones of these, they're actually glued together instead of just being push fit. Which means we've got to work our way round and encourage it to come apart. Well, that seems to be coming apart all right. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. That side doesn't want to come apart. No, that side doesn't want to come apart. Well, we'll have to use unreasonable force. It's little pillars and posts inside. There we go. And as I say, they used to just push them together and then they started gluing them. I think this little batch are all glued, or were, before I force them. Yeah, you can see the glue. That's where there's the little pillars which go into those holes there. And the pillars on that side have actually snapped off, which is why we were able to get it apart. Anyway, here is our solar rocking mechanism. I've done lots of teardowns on these, and lots of other people have done teardowns on them. So I really don't need to go through any detail. I will just do it because we got it there. There's a coil. There's a magnet on the end of there, as you can see, attracted to my knife. Very thin wires coming around here. Go to that little circuit board, which has got a capacitor on top of it and a black blob. And then up here is the solar panel. So what I want to do is attach these wires either directly to the back of the solar panel or just to those two solder pads just there. There is only 2 solder pads there, that's a big pad, and 1 more pad there. So we've got a capacitor across those 2 pads, and the solar panel is across those 2 pads at the same time. It is actually labelled plus and minus, so we know which one's which. And then on these 2 pads, they're the ones that go round to the coil. And then the other end of the pads go into the black blob where it does its magic, which is basically send a pulse of electricity to the coil. But it also works in reverse. When the magnet goes past the coil, that generates a little bit of electricity in the coil that goes into there and is recognised as the magnet going past, which then tells it to send a pulse. So gets a pulse, sends a pulse, gets a pulse, sends a pulse, and it gets into synchronization, which is why it flaps continuously. The capacitor stores up electricity from the solar panel so that it isn't just running off the solar panel. When the sun's shining on it, it charges up the capacitor. It will run directly off the solar panel, I think, but not very well, whereas the capacitor helps to smooth it, give it a store of electricity when it's not pulsing. So in between pulses, it builds up charge in the capacitor, and then it's all discharged to the coil. Build up, discharge, build up, discharge. Anyway, that's what it looks like inside. So I'll make a hole in one of these 2 so I can poke the wires through, and I think I will just solder them straight on the back there. So something like that. Oh, I'm just looking, that one's got a nice little probe on the end. Anyway, I'll sort something out. You don't need to see me soldering. So I've drilled a couple of holes in there, soldered directly on the back there. So it will still run off solar power anyway. So what I will do is I'll cut a little bit of cardboard to go in there to cover it over, and then put a bit of tape over it. But this should now go back together. Probably have to put a bit of tape around the outside anyway, because those pillars have snapped off. So I expect if I put a bit of tape around there, I can trap the wires there so we don't stress the solder joint. So that should be working. As I say, it'll probably work anyway. There's enough sunlight in here. You really can't tell because it rocks so easily. Just me moving it around makes it rock. But that does look to me like it's actually running off the ambient sunlight. I'll just shut the curtains, which should discourage that. And then we've got a 1.5 volt battery. Just stay still a minute, you. Yeah, get it the right way round. Well, because I've no idea if that battery's any good. Well, it's giving a little shudder. I think that battery might... Oh. What happens is the capacitor has to charge up. But yeah, I think we can see that works. So we'll be making another potato battery. In fact, what I have in mind at the moment is a Swede. So that's what we'll do next. As promised, we have a Swede to try. Okay, and I have a copper plate and a magnesium strip. So if we cut a slot in him for the copper plate to go in. Oh, put it in that way round, it might find its own way in. Yeah, that goes in. And magnesium strip, for convenience, we'll stick it just above. Magnesium strip will be the negative, and it does get eaten away, and the copper strip will be the positive. So, is anything going to happen? That's tilted over. Those wires are a bit springy. I'll go and get my meter and see if we're actually getting anything out of there. Let's disconnect it again. Right. Okay, you can see the meter. 1.5 volts. Let's just do that way round. That might give us a better contact. Ah! That was it. We just didn't have a very good contact because I didn't clean the end of that magnesium strip. Oh well, there we go. A Swede-powered solar rocker. The panel covered over with a bit of cardboard and tape to hold it in place. Right, well, that'll have to go on the window ledge. So a quick summary. We've got a banana-powered clock, an onion-powered snowman, a pineapple-powered cat, the Swede-powered butterfly, and another pineapple, this one powering the witch. And today is the 16th of March, 2024. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment so I know how I'm doing. And somewhere up here there'll be some links to related playlists. Thanks again.